What's going on, guys? This is Joe. We are here. I am so excited for the Shadows over Innistrad pre-release. If you didn't get it from that amazing Avacyn that you guys are looking at right now, we are here today to open 2 pre-release kits. We have 4. We will, in a second video, open 2 more. Stay tuned to the channel. Definitely subscribe. You will see that. We are here today. If you can hear the players in the background, also super excited for this pre-release. We are here at Champion Card Collector in Poughkeepsie, New York. Their information will be in the description down below. You guys should definitely go check them out. If you're in the Poughkeepsie area, you should definitely check out the store, but you should check out their website, and you can see all this great information. You'll see more videos from Champion from us today on the channel, or tonight, depending on when you're watching this. But let's get right into these kits. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to crack into some of these cards. I have seen them. I'm looking forward to opening them. We've got our little lantern friend on the side here to keep us company. We've got Jace on the front. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to rip right into this pre-release pack right here. Super excited. This is a pre-release pack, not color specific anymore. They're basically just not doing that anymore, but it's similar to the Hedron boxes where you slide it out. We've got Tamio's journal box essentially here. We've got the little sleeve with Jace on it, as you saw. I'll leave that on the side. We'll pop this box open, and we are going to see what we get. We have to start, because this channel cares a lot more about these, but we have a green D20, aka a spin down life counter, with the Shadows over Innistrad pre-release, or with the Shadows over Innistrad set symbol, excuse me. So we'll leave that on the side. We're going to take out all 6 of these packs. You guys can take a look inside the box. The die goes here, your deck goes here. It's really awesome. There's the little symbols here. What kind of looks like a lightsaber, but is clearly a pen and like a vial for ink and stuff for the journal, which makes sense. So we'll leave that on the side. Let's get into these packs. We've got the little descriptor card here. We've got the separator, which is very interesting this time. It almost looks like pacifiers and salt shakers, but it's totally not. I understand that. But there you go, a little bit of an interesting separator this time. We'll leave that on the side as well. Let's see what our promo foil is. It is the Death Cap Cultivator. So it's a mana producer. It's a 2-mana 2/1, which is pretty cool. It's going to be kept in this plastic so that it's worth a little bit more money. Kept that way if people want to buy it that way. But regardless, so here it is. And guys, we are going to get into it. We have 6 packs right here. The first pack is with Avacyn on the front, the transformed version of Avacyn. Super excited. There are no expedition type cards in this set, but what I am really looking forward to is the possibility of opening up to 3 rares or mythics, because you can get a regular rare or mythic, you can get a flip rare or mythic, and you can get a foil rare or mythic. So let's keep our eyes open for that. The first card in our first pack is Survive the Night. Stitched Mangler. Expose Evil. Explosive Apparatus, a Soul Grenade. Drownyard Explorers. Loam Dryad. Howlpack Wolf. Stoic Builder. Essence Flux is our first uncommon, so we're getting to uncommons pretty quickly in this pack, which means we probably have a foil, but we'll see. But here's our first uncommon in Essence Flux. Hope Against Hope, you guys kind of saw it there, but that's our second uncommon. Our third is Bound by Moonsilver. And behind it, we have our first rare in Declaration in Stone. All of the vampires melded into the stone thanks to Nahiri's lithomancy of basically melding the stone around them. They are all dead. Soren came home to find this. Interesting redecorating job that was done for him in his house. So we've got the Declaration in Stone. Behind it, we have an uncommon flip card in Thraben Gargoyle. It flips or transforms into Stonewing Antagonizer. As I mentioned, we do have a foil. You guys saw it. It is the Trail of Evidence. It is an uncommon foil, which is awesome. It is Jace walking on some books. So that's the Trail of Evidence, is him walking on pages of a book. Behind the Trail of Evidence, we have one of the flip token cards here, if you're playing unsleeved. And we have a Vampire Knight token. Look at how awesome that token looks. So we have a Vampire Knight token. A lot of interesting stuff. We're going to go into our second pack right away. Arlen Embraced by the Moon, the flip side of the flip Planeswalker in this set, Arlen Cord. So let's get right into that. This set is huge, and so I usually try to complete the entire set. I don't know if it's going to happen this time, but as I always say, stay tuned to the channel, you'll see. Deny Existence is our first common. Storm Rider Spirit. Pieces of the Puzzle, Senseless Rage, Farbog Revenant, Rush of Adrenaline, A Rabid Bite. I love the art on this card. The guy it's a human biting a werewolf, which is typically the opposite of what you usually see. So, Alms of the Vein, so more biting going on. Reduce to Ashes. Our first uncommon, an Obsessive Skinner. Rise from the Tides. Some zombies there. Ulrich's Kindred. Look at the colors on that card. The blacks, the blues, the reds, the green eyes. That looks really awesome. Behind Ulrich's Kindred, we have our second rare, is Always Watching. Very cool anthem type of an effect. I like this card a lot. It's really cool. Behind it, our flip card is Gatstaff Arsonists. I'm going to see if I can flip it without showing the card behind it. It is the Gatstaff Ravagers is what it flips into. So we'll put that down. We've got a Swamp behind it. We did not have a land in the last pack because of the flip card token. And an Ooze token. That card looks disgusting, and it is eating a bone, if you see that there. It's eating a bone of whatever it just absorbed because it's an Ooze. We have a Jace pack. So again, Jace being the Mickey Mouse of Magic. He's all over this set, so we have Jace on here. Obviously, I'd love to open a Jace. I'd love to open any Mythic, because we haven't seen one yet, but we're only our third pack in. We have one of the Vessels in Vessel of Ephemera. We have a Lamplighter of Selhoff. Look at that guy. Look at how awesome that guy looks. Lots of arms, lots of different lanterns that he's holding. Or lamps, I guess they're calling them. Puncturing Light, so we get to see an angel with that kind of twisted spear that they've got now that they're kind of all corrupted. We've got the Drownyard Explorers again. We saw that earlier. Macabre Waltz with the new art of Liliana dancing with a dead body. I can't genuinely tell if it has been reanimated. It looks like it has because it's got all the purple magic on it, which is kind of Liliana's magic. But it doesn't look like it's very mobile. It's kind of just hanging there. But she looks pretty happy, so there's something to be said for that. We've got the Pyre Hound. We've got Might Beyond Reason. This guy is jacked out of his mind, just ripping right through that shirt. So we've got Might Beyond Reason. We've got the Stromkirk Mentor, which looks pretty cool, a vampire soldier. I like the fire in the background and the kind of muted colors like that. We've got a Tormenting Voice. We've seen this card many, many times. This is the one in this set. It makes perfect sense. One, for turning on madness, but also the kind of the madness element of this set. That there would be a Tormenting Voice for you. That's very flavorful. I appreciate that greatly. We have the Stensia Masquerade, which is awesome. It is an enchantment. It's got 2 people on it, but it looks really cool. They look really pissed off, the vampires, which is great. And that's our first uncommon. Cult of the Waxing Moon. So I was looking at this card earlier today, and I realized that an entire cult can only do 5 damage. It's an entire cult of humans, and it can only do 5 damage, which means it would take this entire cult as a 5/4. It would take this entire cult to take down a Thought-Knot Seer. Just throwing that out there. We have a Pack Guardian as our third uncommon. That guy looks pretty awesome. And he's got that little guy behind him, but he's the skeletal wolf spirit kind of guarding this little creature behind him. Behind the Pack Guardian, our rare or mythic, is a Diregraph Colossus. Definitely the best of this cycle, the Diregraph Colossus, in my opinion, of course. I love zombies. I love the zombie sub-theme, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing this card in Limited. Behind the Diregraph Colossus, we have Skin Invasion. I love the flavor of this card. I loved the picture of it when I saw it, and I did not know what it flipped into. But Skin Invasion there's a little creature here burrowing into this dude's spine. And when it is done burrowing into his spine, it takes over his body. It bursts right through the skin, and it becomes the Skin Shredder. It keeps the dude's face, but it has grown after consuming his entire body, ripped right out of his skin, and so now it is a 3/4 creature in and of itself. So it goes from an aura to a creature. I love the flavor. I love the art. It looks terrifying. It truly is a horror, an insect horror, but I love it. I think it looks awesome. So there's the Skin Shredder, our insect horror. If we go back, we have one of the token cards, and we have a spirit token. So here's our first spirit token. Looks pretty awesome. So we will get into the next one. We have our next Planeswalker in Sorin. So let's see what Sorin has in store for us. Sorin Grim Nemesis is the Sorin that we get in this set. We start with a Silent Observer. Inspiring Captain. Catalog. So we've seen Catalog many times. Again, discarding is very appropriate, but this is Tameo, which is really cool. I love the art. I love the shadowiness on her. Yes, I get it. Shadows over Innistrad, but I love the shadowiness over her. It's dark. It's nighttime. She still has that blue glow from her powers. I think it looks really cool. We have another explosive apparatus. We saw that earlier. We have a Kessig Dire Swine. So this is another horror, but this one is a boar horror, which is always tons of fun to try and say. We have Deadweight. So that's a really cool removal spell and/or enchantment just to shrink a bigger creature. We have the Ember Eye Wolf. I've heard different opinions on the playability of this card in Limited, but it is awesome. I love the art. It looks fantastic of it, kind of inside the woods here like that, with fire all around it. Its eyes are burning. It just looks awesome. So the Ember Eye Wolf. We have Equestrian Skill. I think super flavorful. I don't know about playability, but it's awesome. You give a human Equestrian Skill. It gets to jump right on a horse. It gets +3/+3. It can gain trample if it's a human. Awesome. Awesome flavor on that card. We have another Macabre Waltz. We talked about that already. We have Groundskeeper Willie. It's our first uncommon. So it's a Groundskeeper, but I call it Groundskeeper Willie. I grew up on The Simpsons, so there you go. We have the Spectral Shepherd. Again, awesome colors on that card. It's a white card, but it has a blue ability. So it's got the white background, but the blue spirits all around it. It's got little dog or wolf. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It's a shepherd. Clearly, they are lamb skeletal spirits. So that's really cool. We've got a Murderer's Axe as our third uncommon. So I think that's awesome. It's an equipment. Behind the Murderer's Axe, we have Thalia's Lieutenant. So another rare, still no mythics yet, but we're seeing new cards, so I'm super happy. We have Thalia's Lieutenant. Behind it, we have a flip card in Heir of Falkenrath. Evan Irwin, in his set review with Brad Nelson, called this card the When You See It. And I was talking to Amy about this earlier from the channel. If you look at the negative space that is her chest or her skin, there is a bat right there. So I think that's really cool. You'll see what she flips into. You can kind of see the bat when she flips, but not as perfectly. She flips into the Heir to the Night. So again, you can kind of see the bat in her skin, but now she's flying. She's bigger. So there you go. Vampire Berserker. Fantastic flavor in this card. Fantastic art. I love the bat on her chest. I think that's really cool. It's also a really cool card, and it's an uncommon flip. Behind it, we have another one of the flip tokens. And a clue token, our first clue token of the set. Super excited to see these. Super excited to try these out. Drawing cards is fun. Getting value is great. So here's a clue token. Get to drawing some cards. So there you go. We have 2 packs left.
In our journal with paw prints.
There you go. In Tameo's journal with paw prints. So we have this pack here. We have 2 packs left, as I said. This is our second to last pack. We have the vampire on the front, whose name I am not going to remember until I see it. So hopefully I see it. But it's the 1 mana 2/1 vampire that does other things for your vampires. Here's an Unruly Mob. It is a reprint of Unruly Mob, but as someone else mentioned, the unruly mob does not get not unruly. So there you go, the unruly mob is here. Pieces of the puzzle. So as we keep going through, we keep, Jace keeps looking for answers to the clues, or gaining clues and looking for the mystery. So there it is, pieces of the puzzle. We have ethereal guidance, an awesome spirit ethereally guiding this soldier, but as you can see, I just love the colors. I love the moon in the background, how this human looks. I think it looks fantastic. So that's really awesome. The art on there, the colors are great. We have the mold graph scavenger. I don't fully know what's going on in this picture, but the card's cool. So I appreciate that. A 2-mana 0/4 holding down the ground. It's a fungus, so it's like a living mushroom. So there you go. Underneath it, we have Senseless Rage. We saw that already. We have a Howl Pack Wolf behind it. We saw that already as well. We have the Stoic Builder. We saw that guy already as well. Here's a new one in Shamble Back. So this zombie is going to be shambling back, presumably thanks to the crow that is pulling its hair and pulling it away. Depending on how good or bad this zombie is, that head could be coming right off in that crow's talons, or just some of the hair comes out. Whatever, but still, Shamble Back. We have our first uncommon of this pack in Olivia's Bloodsworn, so that's pretty cool. Behind that, we have Malevolent Whispers. I love this card. It looks super realistic. It does not look as realistic as the Mad Prophet, which we will see later, but we have Malevolent Whispers there. I love the little, that it's actually Malevolent Whispers from Devils. I love the Devils sub-theme, sub-theme in this set. And that guy, look at that smirk on that guy's face. He is definitely up to no good. I love it. I love the flavor. I love the art. It looks fantastic. So there you go, Malevolent Whispers. Behind that, we have Griff's Boon. I also don't know what this creature is. It's like a horse, but it flies, so it's like a Pegasus, but it's a goose. So I don't know. I don't know whether it's like half horse, half goose, or whether it's half Pegasus, half goose, even though a Pegasus is also part other things. It's just weird, and it's a Griff's Boon. So there you go. I'm done.
It's a hippogriff.
It's a hippogriff goose. I don't know.
Hippogriff.
Yeah, it's so weird. So behind the Griff's Boon, we have Corrupted Graph Stone. So we get to see kind of the twisted stone in this image on this rare. We have spirits coming out all around it. So there you go. I like that. The art a lot. I don't know so much about playability, but it looks okay. We have the Convicted Killer. This is the guy, I heard somebody mentioning online, this is the guy that you equip the Murderer's Axe to, because he is the Convicted Killer, so he is a murderer, and you give him his axe. So there you go, Convicted Killer. He flips into, hey look, Eldritch Moon. Looking forward to that set as well, but we're in this set now. He flips into the Branded Howler, so you get to see that werewolf flip over. Behind the Branded Howler, we have Archangel Avacyn, our first mythic, a flip card, and the main card in the set. I mean, we're talking about it a lot. It's fantastic. It's Archangel Avacyn. It's a flip mythic. It's the second flip card in this pack, which I appreciate. So we do get the opportunity at 2 flip cards in one pack. Archangel Avacyn is here. I'm super happy. She flips into a red card as well, in Avacyn the Purifier. You saw her already at the start of this video in a giant cardboard form. Here she is in a smaller cardboard form on this card. Avacyn the Purifier, what a fantastic card. I love the art, I love the story, I love the flavor, I love the card itself. It's just great. I could talk about it all night, but you guys want to see the rest of the cards. Super happy to get Archangel Avacyn / Avacyn the Purifier. Behind that, we got one of the different version, I should say, of the token card here for the flip cards. Behind it, we have a different clue token. So a different art for the clue tokens. I forget what these are called. They named these little stone distortions. I'm sure when I come across a card with it, I'll mention it. But there's a clue token, and then we've got the Convicted Killer and Avacyn like we saw. Speaking of Avacyn, we have our last pack, which has Avacyn on it. So we got one mythic so far. It's Avacyn. This is a sweet pack. I'm super happy to have gotten Avacyn. Let's see if and what we get in here. If we get other cool stuff, I'm sure we will. Stormrider Spirit to start. pieces of the puzzle. We saw that already. Expose Evil. This card looks really cool. It reminds me of another art that I genuinely cannot think of right now, but it looks very similar. Maybe you guys can leave it in the comments if you know what I'm thinking of. It looks very similar to an old art on an old card. We have Ghoul Caller's Accomplice. So really awesome kind of steal, either grave robbing or just finding bodies to resurrect. Behind it, we have the Seagraph Scab. So more kind of bringing things back from the dead and kind of stitching things together. Geralf does that. We'll see that soon. I'm sure in some cards with Geralf mentioned on it. We have the Twins of Mar Estate. So if you guys have seen The Shining with the little twin girls, I'm pretty sure this is inspired by that. Terrifying vampire children. I love the flavor text. Children, where are your parents? Reeg, Wandering Monk's last words. So this poor wandering monk, gets eaten alive by these vampire children.
Spoilers.
I mean, the card does it for me. But yes, we have Structural Distortion. It is Nahiri ruining Markov Manor. Soren is going to be real upset. We saw it partially in Declaration in Stone, but this is her messing up the outside of Markov Manor as opposed to the vampires inside. Markov Manor looks amazing. I love all the art depicting Markov Manor. This is the art actually depicting the immediate destruction of it, or the distortion of it. I think it looks great. What great art, even on a common. We have a Stoic Builder again. Pour over the pages. More of Jace learning about the mysteries of Innistrad. So there you go. It's our first uncommon. Spiteful Motives. I love the yellows mixed with the reds on this guy. I think it looks really cool. We have the Bound by Moon Silver. Once again, also love the flavor on this card. Enchanted creature can't attack, block, or transform. So if it's a werewolf, it is not going to be transforming into a werewolf. It's just going to stay locked up here. And behind it, we have Engulf the Shore. So it is another rare. I love the kind of tentacles hidden in the water back here, seemingly by this kraken or octopus or whatever it is. Great card. The art just looks fantastic. Behind Engulf the Shore, we have Hermit of the Natternolls. I love this guy because this little hunchback looking hermit walking along, human werewolf, flips into the lone wolf of the Natternolls. Look at how awesome he became. He looks so cool. I love that art. It's just amazing. A lot of these flip cards are great, but this art really struck me as the difference between the two. I like it a lot. So, after the lone wolf, we have a foil common, beautiful foil in the Shard of Broken Glass. I know Schnoz from the channel is a huge fan of this card. He's kind of going crazy over here on the side. It's a beautiful card. Beautiful in foil. Look at how fantastic that card looks. I love it. It's just so cool. I could stay looking at it all day. We do have kind of a stack here, so I'm not sure what's behind this foil Shard of Broken Glass. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. It's just a forest and another clue token and another art. So it's our third clue token, our third individual art, and behind it we just have the Hermit again. So there's our clue token. Guys, that was our first pre-release kit. We are not done. As promised, we are opening a second one right now. So hold on one second while I get these cards out of the way. We're ripping right into the next one. We've already gotten Archangel Avacyn. Let's see what, if any, other mythics we can get. What, if any, other rares we can get. As I mentioned, the set is huge. So duplicates would be annoying, but still okay. As I mentioned, I personally am looking to complete the set, get at least one of every card. We got the blue D20, so no duplicates on the D20s either, which is great. Looking to collect all 5 at some point. You've already seen the inside, so we'll move that over here. You've already seen... Okay, so I kind of saw it already, but I'm going to show you guys the promo foil that I got out of this pack, and it is not Downton Abbey, but Westvale Abbey. It is a rare, it is a land. The reason that I know what it is because I saw the back. If you get to tap 5, tap it, and sack 5 creatures, you can transform Westvale Abbey and then untap it, and it transforms into none other than Ormondal, Profane Prince. Now I know that the little thing here is kind of in the way. but it is a 9/7 flying, lifelink, indestructible, haste, demon, legendary. It is fantastic. I love that I have this in promo foil. That's amazing. I'm sure that's going to be worth quite a bit of money, but it's also just a great card. So there you go, Westvale Abbey into Ormondal Profane Prince. We were talking about that on the way here. What a great card. Super happy. We haven't even gotten into the packs yet. So here we are with the 6 packs. We're starting with the vampire whose name I don't remember, which is awesome. Hopefully it'll give me one so that I can stop forgetting the name of this card. I feel like there's always one pack art with a card name that I just don't remember. But we're starting with the Militant Inquisitor, Storm Rider Spirit, Stern Constable, Gone Missing. This card is hilarious. This guy has gone missing. All that is left is his hat floating on the surface of the water, and there's possibly a couple of little tentacles there going after it. The first time I saw this art was in the story of the Gitrog monster, which hopefully we'll see. Very interesting card, but here's Gone Missing. We have the Farbog Revenant, we've seen that already. Rush of Adrenaline, seen that one as well. Rabid Bite, once again. Alms of the Vein, lots of repeats here. Reduced to Ashes as well. Toppelgeist is our first uncommon. Look at that spirit, that looks really cool. There are a lot of ways to get spirit tokens, and they kind of all look similar in their wispiness, but yet different. I love that this card is called Toppelgeist, and it is toppling over that candle, knocking it over. All the other ones are out or missing, so presumably the Toppelgeist knocked those over as well. We have the Runaway Carriage, which I think is a hilarious card. I don't know how good it is, but I think it's hilarious that they have a Runaway Carriage. We have Rise from the Tides, which we've seen already. Behind Rise from the Tides, our first rare or mythic technically out of the packs in this pre-release kit is a mythic in Ulvenwald Hydra. So, racking up the mythics. There are a ton in this set, so it's going to take us a while to complete it. But here's the Ulvenwald Hydra. This mythic is really cool. The Hydra looks sick. It's got like mouth hands, or its faces or heads is really weird. I don't fully understand what's going on, but it is the Ulvenwald Hydra. I love it. Behind the Ulvenwald Hydra, we have the Lamholt Pacifist. What I love about this Pacifist, it is a 3/3 for 2 that can flip over, but if it can attack, if you have a creature with power 4 or greater, it is a pacifist that theoretically, based on what bears are in Magic, this pacifist can kill a bear. I just think that's hilarious. It's a little meek woman holding a bird, and it can just kill a bear. So, it flips into the Lamholt Butcher, and then it becomes that 4-power creature. So, there you go. Dark, shadowy, awesome. There you go. Behind the Lamholt Butcher / Pacifist, we have another one of the token cards for the flip cards, and we have an insect token, one that we haven't seen before. That looks awesome. It's got little, like, bursting pustules on its thorax there. Disgusting, but awesome looking nonetheless. So there we go with the insect token, and again, the Pacifist was behind it. Let's go to the Avacyn pack, see what else we can get out of here. 2 mythics so far. The Westvale Abbey, which I'm so happy about. We have Nagging Thoughts to start. That's a new one. I love that they're kind of cascading out of him, almost like he's a fountain. So there you go. Behind that is the Chaplain's Blessing, which is a terrible card. We have Jace's Scrutiny, so more of Jace. I feel like Jace is just all over the blue cards in this set. Gone Missing, so there's a blue card proving me wrong. Jace is nowhere on here, but still, Gone Missing. Macabre Waltz again with Liliana. Pyrehound again. Might Beyond Reason again. Stromkirk Mentor again. Tormenting Voice. Trail of Evidence again. We saw that in foil, I believe, earlier. Obsessive Skinner. And Fleeting Memories. So this is a new one. You can see his memories are depicted as butterflies, just flying away as he reaches out for them in desperation, but no such luck. After that, we have our rare or mythic, which is another Thalia's Lieutenant. So, as I mentioned, we will get some duplicates, I'm sure, but that's okay. Thalia's Lieutenant is here. Behind Thalia's Lieutenant, we have the Solitary Hunter. This card's actually really cool. I like this guy. He flips as a werewolf into one of the pack. So he goes from a solitary hunter to one of the pack. I think that's really cool. We saw earlier the hermit that flips into the kind of the lone hunter as well. So this is kind of going in the opposite direction, where he goes from alone to with a group. Behind that, we have a plains, so we get another land, and another clue token with another clue art. So that's, I think, 4 different clue tokens, 4 different clue arts. We've not had any duplicate clue arts yet, and we've already had a duplicate rare. I just think that's funny. So, moving on to Arlen Embraced by the Moon pack again here. Let's see what we get. We start off with a great card in terms of art. Angelic Purge. Look at that card. Look at how angry and messed up looking that angel is. It looks fantastic. I love that. The card is great too. We have Press for Answers. Look at that poor, sad, hulking dude in the back. He looks like he just has the worst second stitched together Frankenstein-y life ever. And this woman looks like she doesn't give a damn. She's just writing on her little paper and looking back at him, kind of wishing that he would. Here's a Warped Landscape. I like this card. It looks really cool. Nahiri in the background, kind of hard to see. She's making these stone things. They are cryptoliths. See, I told you I would figure out what they were called. The stone things are called cryptoliths. They're depicted in the stories as altars, but it's Nahiri who pulls them out of the ground as cryptoliths. They twist the mana, the plains mana, as it says here in the flavor text. So there's the Warped Landscape. We have the Intrepid Provisioner, so more cards with horses, giving horses to humans. Then we have Hound of the Farbogs. I like this card a lot. He looks disgusting. He is a zombie hound. He's a 5/3 because zombies are very squishy, but this hound could mess you up. So we have a Howlpack Wolf, speaking of hounds/wolves, another Stoic Builder, another Shambleback, a Manic Scribe, a new uncommon for us in a human wizard, so that's pretty cool. We have the Foul Orchard, I believe the first that we have seen of this cycle of uncommon lands. So there you go, mana fixing, super helpful for limited. And we have the Ghoul Steed, or the Ghost Horse, or the Zombie Horse, excuse me. Hilarious, it looks great. It's got swords in its back, it's got muck or blood or whatever just dripping off of its mouth. Its eyes are super red. It is disgusting. But there it is, the Ghoul Steed. Behind it we have Devil's Playground. I was talking about the Devil sub-theme. I like this card a lot. It's awesome. You get 4 1/1 red devils, and the devils say that when it dies, deals 1 damage to target creature or player, and it's a 1/1 to begin with. So many awesome interactions can be done with that. I just love it. Great card. So there's the Devil's Playground. Behind it, we have Pious Evangel. So again, this is a human cleric that flips. If you're on Innistrad and you're a good person, and you flip, it's probably not going to end well for you. So he flips into the Wayward Disciple. So if you look at him, he's got a blade now that he's holding. He does not look very pious anymore. He does look very upset. He's got weird things in the background, which I believe are more of those stone things that we were talking about. You're going to see them all over the place on Innistrad, so welcome to it. Behind that, we have Thing in the Ice, one of my 2 favorite cards in the set. Everybody's talking about how awesome it is for, they think it's going to go into Eternal formats like Modern and Legacy. For me, again, I've mentioned this in some of the other videos on the channel, I'm a filthy casual. I appreciate that it's the Thing in the Ice. If you guys watch our RPG videos on the channel, you'll know why even more so. I appreciate the Thing in the Ice. But the Thing in the Ice transforms into the Awoken Horror, a 7/8. When it transforms into Awoken Horror, return all non-horror creatures to their owner's hands. Just an insane card. I love it. Like I said, one of my 2 favorite cards in the entire set. So here it is, the Awoken Horror. Behind it, we have, again, another one of these. We saw that. Behind that, we have another clue token, and here's our first duplicate art on the clue token. Totally fine, but we have a clue token. Behind it, we have the flip cards that we've already looked at. We are on to a Jace pack. Let's get into the latter half of this box. The first half has been sweet, so let's see what else we can get out of this awesome box. We start with the weirdest looking hound I've ever seen in Cathar's Companion. I don't know whether it's the perspective that they drew it from or whether this thing is supposed to have a human looking face. Its snout just isn't long enough. It just looks really weird. It looks like a little human in armor, a little human dog in armor standing in front of another human. Super weird. Regardless, there it is, Cathar's Companion. We have the Stitched Mangler, so once again, we have a lot of stitched together things here on Innistrad, thanks to Geralf and other stitchers, as they call them. We have the Militant Inquisitor, True Faith Censor. I like this card just because I personally really enjoy the smell of incense. So something that is throwing incense around, it just looks really cool. The smoke looks really cool. The kind of light and flame coming out of it looks awesome, so I appreciate that. Behind it, we have the Seagraph Scab again. The Twins of Mara Estate, those creepy little twin girl vampires. Disgusting. The Structural Distortion again. Stoic Builder. We've seen a lot of Stoic Builders. We have Gisa's Bidding. So seemingly another kind of necromancer or necromantic type of a person in Gisa. Hopefully we'll learn more about her. Behind that, we have the Forsaken Sanctuary, our second. I love the art on this one. So the other one was okay. The green, I think it was the green-black one that we got. This white-black one looks awesome. That's kind of always what they do with white-black, is they have it be kind of a temple of some kind or something, and it's like rotting away or falling apart, and this one looks great. I just love the art. I love the light coming in, but it's all desecrated and crumbly. Just looks fantastic. Behind that, we have the Pale Rider of Trostad. Look at that rider. That's so cool. The horse's legs are too thin, but with the person riding it being all wispy and stuff, I'm sure they don't care because it's a spirit. So we have that. Behind that, I believe we're up to our rare or mythic. We are. It is Burn from Within. I love this card. It's so cool. It is burning him from within. It's basically a fireball, but if it's a creature that's being targeted with Burn from Within, that creature loses indestructible until end of turn, and if it dies, it gets exiled. So it's slightly better, possibly, version of Fireball. It is a sorcery, but it is a rare as well. I love this card. It's so cool. The art is fantastic. That vampire just burning from the inside out. So there's that. We have another Hermit of the Natternulls. We saw it before, but I'll flip it for you again. Flips into the Lone Wolf of the Natternulls. So again, Hermit, alone, Lone Wolf, as opposed to the Solitary Hunter flipping into one of the pack. So we have that. Behind that, we have, wow, a foil Sanguinary Mage. So it is another vampire. It looks awesome. It's got the little kind of fire there. It's got blood dripping out of its mouth. The colors are fantastic. The foiling is fantastic. I'm glad that you guys are able to see that. Behind the Sanguinary Mage, we have another token card and a zombie token. This zombie looks amazing, so I'm super happy. Look at how cool that zombie looks. I love zombies myself. Personally, that's a really cool zombie token. So we'll leave that on the side. 2 packs left, Sorin, and then the vampire whose name I can't remember. So hopefully maybe within this pack we'll find that vampire so that I can actually tell you its name. I'm sure you guys are screaming at me about it, but yeah. We have pieces of the puzzle to start. Thraben Inspector, or Inspector Thraben / Inspector Gadget. So there you go, Inspector Gadget. We have the Silberlind Snapper. I love turtles. That name is awful to say, but it's a 6/6 that can't attack unless you've cast a non-creature spell this turn. So it's slow, but it's a creature, and it's a turtle, and it's a 6/6 for 6 in blue. That's about all I can say about it. We have a Shard of Broken Glass, not in foil, so it's just not as good, but it's still a Shard of Broken Glass. It's pretty awesome. I'm a fan, and it's only our second Shard of Broken Glass, even though it's a common. So there you go. We have the Sanitarium Skeleton. If you guys saw the pre-release from Loading Ready Run, we're not affiliated with them in any way, but I really enjoyed watching it. Kenji Igashira, or Numatanami, really enjoyed the Sanitarium Skeleton, and I feel like if you guys watched it, you know that Marshall Sutcliffe did not enjoy that Kenji enjoyed the Sanitarium Skeleton. They had a disagreement about how good it was. We have the Moorland Drifter, which is cool. A new card, I think, that we haven't seen yet. A Spirit, again, very wispy. I just love the wispiness. The art from all these people, all the artists have been doing a fantastic job of really capturing the gothic feel of the set. Amy and I have talked about that in our Jar episodes, which you should definitely check out on the channel. Behind that, we have another Stoic Builder, one of like 75. We have Twins of Mara Estate, so another creepy twin girls. Structural Distortion, I think this is our third of this one as well. Stensia Masquerade, we saw this card earlier, but it's our first uncommon. Weirding Wood. So here's another one of these stone formations inside of the forest. It's got light on it, but it's got darkness on it. Very weird. We have a magnifying glass. This card is disgusting. There's just an eye coming out of this girl's shoulder, and the magnifying glass is looking at the eye. Now, we talk about this in Jar as well. A lot of people have been saying that what's been going on Innistrad is that Emrakul is hiding somewhere on Innistrad. I have mentioned that I don't buy that. I don't think that it makes much sense. I don't like the idea of it. This card alone, out of all the other cards in the set, is the only card that makes me think that Eldrazi might be involved in some way, and it's only because the Kozilek brood from Oath of the Gatewatch did not have eyes on their faces, they had eyes on their shoulders, or near their joints. And so here is an eye, or seemingly an eye, on a shoulder. So that's the only thing that makes me think that that's real. So there you go. We'll have to see. We'll wait and see. Check out Jar if we find out about stuff. Behind it, we have our rare in Harness the Storm. Again, a new rare. I'm not sure how good the card is. The art is fantastic. Rain, lightning being drawn in. This person is there, kind of being super happy about it, almost like a Dr. Frankenstein type, harnessing the storm for their own purposes. So there you go. Behind Harness the Storm, we have another Convicted Killer. We've seen it before, but I'll show you what it flips into. It flips into the Branded Howler. Again, we've talked about it before, so that can go away. Behind that, we've got another token and a clue token with another new art. So that's, I think, 6 different clue arts now. This one's really cool, a bloody feather next to a dead body. Spoilers, this clue means it was an angel. Just throwing that out there. If you guys did not figure that out from everything that you've seen from this set already. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. We're up to the vampire. I'm ignoring it because I still don't know its name. But maybe I'll figure it out someday. Maybe. Emissary of the Sleepless is our first one. Again, another wispy spirit. Sleep Paralysis, another common that we haven't seen yet. Again, this set's huge, so I'm 12 packs in and I'm still seeing new commons. But Sleep Paralysis, not exactly sure what's going on in the background of this card. There's a spirit. The guy is asleep. He's obviously paralyzed while asleep, but whatever. Behind that, we have the Stern Constable, another new common from what I've seen. Warped Landscape, we've seen that before. Another Sanitarium Skeleton. A Shard of Broken Glass for Shanaz. We have the Vessel of Malignity. I believe it's only our second vessel that we've gotten. We had another one earlier, and this is the black one. The colors on this are fantastic. Just break the vessel. In case of emergency, break the glass. You break the glass, and there's this purple book inside. It just looks really cool. We have the Uncaged Fury, another card that I don't think we've seen yet. Looks awesome. I've seen it used a lot, but I don't know that I own it yet. And there it is. The slashing looks really awesome with the red, because it's not really slashing through anything to make it red with blood, but it's slashing. We've got Broken Connections. Look at how messed up that dude's face is. That is our first uncommon of this pack. The dude is having a bad day. Some minds bend under pressure, others break, so he's having his mind broken. Oh, it's Broken Concentration. Did I say Broken Connection? Broken Concentration. Sorry about that. So yeah, there you go. His concentration and his mind have been broken. He's shattered both mentally and physically, apparently, because welcome to Innistrad. We have Not Forgotten, and so you can see this person standing in front of a grave with a spiritual hand kind of pulling out of it. Behind it, we have another Murderer's Axe, so we talked about that being given to the Convicted Killer, flavor win. I just think that's cool. And our rare or mythic out of our last pack from this pre-release kit is Brain in a Jar. What a weird card. It's not quite Aether Vial. People have been talking about it compared to Aether Vial as a fixed Aether Vial. I just think it's a cool card. It looks awesome. The colors are great. The flavor is great. The description is great. It's just great. Behind it, we have the Kessig Forge Master, a new flip card for us. It flips into, hey look, another Eldritch Moon. It flips into the Flame Heart Werewolf. Quite literally, a flame heart. Its chest is red, it is glowy, it's got fire in its mouth as well, it's got light behind it, it's got the moon above it. It looks fantastic. I love the look of this card. So we'll put that down. Behind a Flameheart, or the Kessig Forgemaster, wow. We have a foil Near Hearth Chaplain. It is a foil uncommon. All these foils have been beautiful. I'm super excited to see tons of different foils. They look great. I don't know that anything will beat the foil Shard of Broken Glass, I have to say that. But this Near Hearth Chaplain, with the 2 spirits behind him, the glowy blue, wispy white spirits, look fantastic in foil. That's awesome. Super glad to have gotten that. I don't know that we've seen this card at all yet, and now we have it in foil. Behind it, we have another one of the token cards, and behind that, we have a spirit token. So guys, this has been our first 2 packs. We will have one other video to show you. I'm leaving you looking at Westvale Abbey because I'm super happy with Westvale Abbey, and because I did not stack the cards properly so that I can find the other cool stuff that we got. But regardless, that's my fault. I do love Westvale Abbey. I love Ormondal Profane Prince. He looks awesome. So I will leave you looking at him in foil, the 9/7 Flying Lifelink Indestructible Haste. Stay tuned to the channel, definitely subscribe. You'll find out when the next 2 packs get opened, as well as more coverage from this pre-release, and when the set releases, more openings. You get to see more great cards, more great art. Check out the other stuff on our channel. Check out Champion Card Collector in the description. We thank them so much for having us here for the pre-release. This is a blast. You can hear everybody having a lot of fun in the background as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as we always say on this channel, in whichever video you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, guys.